All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kadash. That's all praises to who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Their true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai for his beloved Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful leg, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Tazabal with the Great Millstone Arizona camp with another video to edify. And I wanted to go into something that the elder Ramla brought out about this upcoming moon event called the snow moon or the hunger moon. Now, it says the moon is sometimes also called the hunger moon because of the time of year during which it happens, according to NASA. The snow or hunger moon, it happens in February when snow and freezing temperatures can make hunting particularly difficult. Now, I don't want to go into too many of these websites because it'll slow down the stream, but the elder apostle Ramlab brought up in his video that it's also associated with less game and food shortage, basically. Look, and it says that can cause a lack of food and ultimately hunger. So this is going into the hunger moon, right? And the scriptures tell you in Genesis, I'll go to that first. One and 14. It says, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let there be signs for signs for seasons and for days and years. You see? So the sun and the moon are for signs of the times, man. Now this is I'm trying to look up this other one real quick. Yeah, this is Sirach. Let me see. Sirach 43 and 6. It says I'll start at 5. It says, Great is Yahweh that made it, and at his commandment runneth hastily. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. You see, so the Lord, it says, from the moon and the sign, from the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The moon is called after her name, increasing wonderfully, and her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. You see? So the Lord made the moon to be a decoration of signs, meant to declare a period of time, and whether it be for a feast day or for his judgment to come. And it happens to be that we're in the time of prophecy, we're in the time of prophecy, and things are getting hot and heavy, and we're seeing that we're in the days where the Lord is drawing near. It's no longer going to be this lax feeling that people have according to this world, man. That feeling is out the door. You get this, man. It's Matthew. Get this to prove it. Matthew's 24. Matthew 24 and I'll start at 4. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I'm Mashiach, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars, right? Now peep this. It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. You see, all this happening at one time. Back in the past, you'll have one of these pop up, it'll die down and die off. Another one will pop up, it'll die down and die off. But now we're in the time where all this is happening not simultaneously, but in conjunction with each other. They're all happening all at the same time, man. And that's how we know this time is different. That's how we understand this time is different. People like to downplay this and say there's been sicknesses throughout the world all the time. There's been earthquakes always. There's been pestilence always. There's been people have been starving always. But how many times has it happened on such a grand scale that's been happening all at the same time? That's the difference, And now we're in the time where this hunger movement is going to come out, and we're already in the time of prophecy. Didn't I just say here that there should be famines? So I'm gonna start going into this famine situation, right? This is Ezekiel 5, and I'm gonna start at 14. This is, Moreover, I will make thee desolate and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you. And I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. So will I send among you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence. Salakia. And pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. And you see, we're coming into the times where famine and pestilence is about to start ruling over this earth, man. You see over there in China, man, that stuff's only going to spread because what you're seeing over there in China is only something that's going to happen globally. Because at a certain point, there's going to be so much death by disease that they're just going to shut down going in and out of every country, man. It's not going to be something to where people are going to be able to function normally. It's no longer going to be that way, man. You're going to have to deal with being cut off, man. And when that pestilence happens, there's very little going into those cities. They've already reported that there's really no trucks going in and out of Wuhan, or a lot of places over there that they quarantined. And then a lot of companies, they don't want to send their people in there anyway because they go down sick, they're going to have to pay. They're sending them into an environment that's unsafe. They're going to have to pay for that. And this is all scriptural, man. Famine is scriptural. This is something that you're supposed to be afraid of. And a lot of people take it very, very lightly, but this is something that's going to come to pass, man. And if you do not have the Lord in these days, you're not going to be protected from this, because the scriptures say, my servants shall eat, but ye shall hunger. My servants shall drink, but ye shall thirst. My servants shall leap for joy, but ye shall mourn for grief and vexation of spirit, man. So if you don't have the true understanding of this Bible right now, you women, if you're not with a man of the Lord and you're not following this word right now, you're in danger of this consequence, man. People, a lot of people try to act like the Lord changed And the Lord has not changed, man. This is Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, the thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. So the Lord is going to make all this stuff come full circle, man. All of it. But you got to understand, man, the famine that's going to happen soon is going to be worse than any other famine, because back in the old world, they had trees everywhere with fruit. Everybody had their own garden type stuff. Everybody had their own sustenance that they planted and toiled with themselves. And this time, people don't even know what to look for. People don't even know where cashews come from and how to prepare them, and the fact that they're poisonous until you roast them. You know. So imagine the famine that's coming soon, man. You know, the Lord already told you that before He comes, there's going to be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, and we're seeing that. And the Lord's with this. You got to understand, man. The Lord is with all this, man. This is Amos 3:6. It says, "Shall a trumpet?" So like it, shall the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh had not done it? So the Lord does the evil in these cities, man. He's the one that sanctions all this. That's why the scriptures say you're supposed to have fear for the Lord, man. Because when the Lord gets down, He doesn't fight like men, man. He's not going to plead with you. He's not going to act like He has to care about what you have to say. Remember, the scriptures tell you He's not a respecter of persons, man. So He's not going to twist His judgment based off your circumstance, man. He's not going to twist the judgment, especially when you weren't trying in the first place. He's just going to put forth judgment. So this is Lamentation 2. I'm going to start at I'll start at 9. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He had destroyed and broken her bars. Her kings and her princes are among the Gentiles. The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from Yahweh. You see, this is the low state that our people have gone into. It says, the elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They cast up dust upon their heads. You know, and that was an old custom to show you being humiliated and humbled. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground. My eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured out. When you talk about your liver poured out, that means you're in pain, in a gut pain. It says, for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and her sucklings swoon in the street. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? When they swooned as the wounded in the streets, the children, when their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom. So you have to put this in that mind state. You know, imagine a child walking through the street, stricken through hunger, man. Imagine it's a child you know, or your child, man. This is the problem with people, man. They don't put themselves in this stead, man. Because a lot of times you'll see the gravity of the scriptures if you try to apply vision to it and think about how it would look. Walking through the street as wounded. Can you imagine a child barely having strength to walk through the street? This is what the scriptures talk about. This stuff is all going to happen again. What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What shall I liken unto thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee? You see, our people are going to be left in starvation because they don't want to come to the Lord. Our people do not want to come to the Lord, man. They hate it, man. This is Ezekiel 5 and I'll start at 7. It says, therefore, thus said Yahweh power, because ye multiply more than the nations that are around about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither kept my judgments, neither done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus said Yahweh power, behold, even I am against thee, and I will execute judgments in thee in the midst of thee, in the sight of the nations, and I will do in thee that which I have not done, whereunto I will not do any more the like because of thine abominations. You see, the Lord's about to do something that people have never gotten in a long time. And this is verse 10. Therefore, the father shall eat their sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of these shall scatter into all the winds. You see, the Lord is preparing to do something horrible, bro. It says, wherefore, as I live, said Yahweh, surely thou hast defiled my sanctuary with thy detestable things and all thine abominations. Therefore, I will also diminish thee, neither shall my eye spare, neither will I have any pity. A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with the famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. You see, and a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter the third part into all the winds, and I will draw out the sword after them. Thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted, and they shall know that I have spoken it in my zeal. Speaking something in your zeal is in your strength, in your vigor, in your passion. I have when I have accomplished my fury in them. You see, so the Lord is about to start doing this, and He did it in the old world, man. This is one of the instances. 2 Kings, 6 and I'll start at 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and for a part of a cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So dove's shit and an ass's head that you're not supposed to eat in the first place was sold for 80. That means 60 pieces of silver, and dove shit was sold for 5 pieces of silver. You know, for real money. You're getting nothing for real money. This is how bad the famine was. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, you see, this is the spirit that the Lord's going to give us. He said, If Yahweh, the Lord, do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? So if the Lord's not helping you, what are we supposed to do? A lot of people are going to come to men of the Lord in that day, thinking that we're going to be for your benefit, man. You had all this time to get right. Why did you take to the famine, man? It says, out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And he answered, This, and she answered, This woman said, give thy son. This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat. And I said unto her, On the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she said, and she had hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then said he, The Most High do so more also to me, if the head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day. See? So there was a great famine in his time, man. And the Lord had these people eating their own kids. The scriptures tell you, a man shall drink his own blood for very thirst of water. All this is coming back, man. This is why we have to take it serious now, man. A lot of people like to play games, but it's a tough time, bro. There's a lot of, yes, the world can produce enough food for everybody to eat. Yes, that is a fact. But you're not promised to eat if the Lord doesn't feed you. So, the time of famine is coming, man. And this upcoming hunger moon or snow moon is only a prelude and a warning to people to get right, bro. We're in the time, But for the men that are doing this work now, for the women that are humbly learning, listening, following their husband's leads, And husbands according to the scriptures, man, not according to a goddamn court paper you get on this side and a wedding ring you buy. Husbands according to the scriptures, man. When you come into this knowledge, that's your second chance to get with a man of the Lord and to stick with it. That's marriage according to the scriptures. Marriage was not something that a goddamn contract sealed the deal on. Marriage was always began with somebody having sex, and then they were married. And if they already had sex, if the woman already had sex with another man, it would be counted as adultery. So this is the time, man, because the scriptures tell you the Lord shall remove away the whole stay and staff of bread, man. So you women that are out here, man, imagine when family kicks off. You're the most vulnerable people. You know, these niggas ain't gonna care about the makeup you got and shit like that, man. They're just gonna run through you, sell you for a fucking bottle of water and a goddamn a sleeve of goddamn crackers, man. Imagine what happens after that. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to say, call halal yah by Shem Shai, by Shem Kadash, double honor to elders and apostles of great millstone and peace and mercy, hopeful like shalom.